worldwide. But when it comes to it, where does loyalty get outweighed by liability? Because just because somebody is loyal doesn't mean that they're not a liability. And just because somebody's a liability doesn't mean that they're not loyal. So the question is this, man. Get my headphone out of my ear. The question is this, man. Does loyalty outweigh someone who's a liability, or does once somebody is a liability, does that person automatically get presumed disloyal because you're not loyal to the cause? Anyways, we talk about Gunplay, man, and he is one of the most lyrical dudes that coming out of I think it was Broward County or Florida, Miami to be specific. Dope dude. I don't think he's a bad person, but he's had a lot of pitfalls, man. A lot of things have happened in his life that have not worked to his favor at all. But the talent is there. It's just how do you market a volatile package at the time? How do you package that so you can make it profitable, at the same time taking on the fact that there's a possible liability with what we're dealing with? We could lose. Let's get to it, man. Shout out to the good people up there. I say that.
You already know what it is,
podcast.
man. This is Fred with the I Say That to Say This podcast,
Fire
brought to you by
podcast,
M3S3.
I like
appreciate you pulling up
man.
to check
As we
out this
build,
new episode. But listen, to help this
Get
channel
there.
grow, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe.
All
And
right?
don't forget, the members get exclusive content.
You already know. Hope you enjoy the show.
Shout out to you. Alright. So let's skip the intro, man.
What's your advice to me?
Let's get to the spice.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, before we switch topics, was it hard for you, you know what I'm saying, juggling the streets and seeing all this money at this young age and pursuing rap, where a lot of time rap requires you to leave the streets alone to focus? Was it hard for you to juggle these two things?
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause it just felt like this. And I'm gonna be totally honest and transparent, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the type of nigga to sit here and sugarcoat shit. But when it was Ross' turn and we was on the road and we was doing everything, and then when everybody was a group effort. When it was Gunplay's turn, it was crickets. You see what I'm saying? So it's.
I kind of feel that. That I can understand completely. The optics when it was Rick Ross having an album coming up, or any type of anything, Gunplay was always at the forefront. Torch and what was the other guy's name? Torch, Gunplay, and I've forgotten the other guy, man. Breeze? No. Anyways. But when he had Bible on the Dash, I didn't see everybody like kind of being around him and elevating him the same way that he was elevating everybody else. When you had the other joint, Rolling, and so on and so forth, yeah, the joints are cool, but like, I don't feel the energy is the same or is reciprocated for him the same way as he dedicated himself. That is one thing, as a fan of Triple C's, as a fan of MMG, just watching their trajectory from before signing Wale, before signing Meek Mill, when it was just Torch, Gunplay, I've forgotten the other guy, man, Young Breed, yeah. I said Young Breed? Like, forgive me, brother, because you're talented too. It's just like my memory at this given time. It's like, But anyways, let's continue on.
It's like it was hard for me.
Oh, my bad. We're jumping into this, and I didn't even say any. I go by the name of Caesar, aka Mr. Sneaker Ride, and you're tuned in to Apparently This Happened. Do me a super solid like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I won't hold you up any further, man. My bad.
What you want me to do? Nobody's. It's like I got hit records. Nobody's giving me a budget. Nobody's doing nothing. So what you want me to fucking do?
Hit.
What would you like me? What would you like me to do? Do more? Do more? Give another hit record and do more and never get no money? Or would you? What you want me to see is go back in these streets and go ahead and tap these pockets?
Right.
3 questions. Are you not getting a budget because you're not fighting for a budget? Are you not getting a budget because they gave you a budget already and the budget was supposed to cover whatever you've created? Or are you not getting a budget because people feel like they've dedicated money to you in other avenues and other ways that has kind of offset whatever budget may have been had for you? Because now I'm looking at, I'm a fan of Gunplay. Bear that in mind. Like I'm a fan of Gunplay, but I'm being fair, like just as a person, because I hold myself accountable. For example, we're supposed to be way past 500 subs at this point on this channel, but I've been slacking, and I'm holding myself accountable. So is it the same for him? How can we hold him accountable? Is he accountable? Is he being accountable? That's the main thing. The main word for the day today is accountability.
Right.
Like I have to do. You see what I'm saying? Like this is what I did. This is what I didn't want to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But since niggas don't understand and niggas want to be, oh, okay, we don't know who Gunplay is. Fuck, nigga, give me that chain. Let me get all that because I'm back. You see what I'm saying? That was
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's funny to me, man. We don't promote violence unless it's self-defense, but at the same time, listen to what he's saying. Oh, you don't want to give me the bread? You don't want to give me the money? Alright, cool. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna hit the block, man, spin it, you know, and pistol whip somebody and get what I need. I'm gonna dig in someone's pocket, man. I'll pocket check someone. I'm gonna shotgun shrug someone. Oh, tap your pockets, bro. I feel it.
It was literally a cry for help for real when I look back and see that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get that.
Right.
Let me get that. So
you
you don't
showing them like I really would do this.
Yeah, you don't push me back in the street. So
Accountability.
I mean, what you really want me to do? Like, you know, I'm for everything. I was down for the program for over 10, 15 years. And it's my turn. And then nobody lifted a finger, made a phone call or nothing for the old boy. You see what I'm saying? So what you want me to fucking?
Nah, but you have to be fair because at the time, yeah, but when it really mattered, and I say this respectfully, when the blessing of the ability financially with the financial aid of Rick Ross and whoever else like surrounded you, you were able to get surgery done for your kid, and you have the blessing of having your kid present to this very day. So we thank God, we're grateful and all that, and I say this respectfully. Because I don't want no smoke with nobody. I'm a parent too, so I don't want anybody talking to me sideways about me and mine. So I say that respectfully. Now, with that being said, your folks, or the man, Ross, the boss, the biggest, as he calls himself, right? Pause. He came through for you, and he showed up. Let's just remember that, like, and I'm being fair. We're balancing everything today, right? We're gonna keep it balanced.
That's crazy because you have some killer features.
And from outside looking in.
But then when you sign, when I'm signed to a label like Maybach Music, I'm my hands tied. It's all up on the big dog. And then if he don't want to get me a budget, then he won't get me a budget.
You and Rick Ross aren't close anymore?
I ain't gonna lie, like not really. As of lately, nah. I'm, you know what I mean. But you know,
y'all don't talk at all.
Nah.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never publicly said out loud?
Say that one more time.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never actually publicly said out loud?
I mean, I could go in. I could guess.
As a person who reads books, right? There's a book, and you go out and find the book, right? But there is a quote in the book that says, "Stay away from those with bad luck." Okay? So as a person, I'm talking about Rick Ross. He is an avid, I know he follows the laws and everything in between. I know for sure at some point in his soul, he's like, I've done everything for my brother, because they came up from the dirt together. They've come up 15 plus, more than that, years. More than that. They've been around each other for a long time. But there comes a point in time, and I'm just asking you guys, like, you help somebody, you set somebody up, you have a person in the rooms with you, surrounded by all the same opportunities that you have, but maybe their mind is not where it's supposed to be. So I pose the question, does some sort of, like, financial literacy have to be embedded into a contract for anybody who's touching millions of dollars? Is that somebody or is that something that we should normalize in the industry to say, hey, in your contract, you have somebody who's going to be responsible for giving you financial literacy and showing you how you can move your money around and mix it up and mingle it and all that. Because sometimes, like, I think a truckload of money with the wrong psyche, it's a bad mix. So case in point with him, and and he's had his fair share of situations, but did Rick Ross get tired of breaking off money and saying yes because of brotherhood to all budgets being presented to him with no ROI, without a return on investment, a proper return on investment?
They had me motherfucking. They had me selling my publishing. Basically sold my publishing for $50,000. They gave me $25,000 up front. We never did a second Triple C album for me to get the other $25,000, but I still ended up paying back $50,000.
What?
Yeah. Sony ATV. This is facts. And then
what? Let's hear
first album, then my first album that I dropped, Matt Middleton and a bitch named Megan Price that was managing me at the time, they thought I was cooked. Yeah. So what they did was amend my contracts. So my back end of $75,000 for my first fucking album, it went to them. So I got fucked for that.
Damn.
So fuck Matt Middleton, fuck Megan Price, and everybody who put potholes in my road to success. Because when that karma knocking, I just hope that you dressed. You see what I'm saying? That's it, my nigga.
Because it's crazy because you see
that's wild
how you front.
And this is where financial literacy kicks in. This is just what I'm talking about. If somebody has the ability to control your money, you will never know what's going on, and on just a basic level, they'll give you an allowance out of your own money and make it seem like they're doing you a favor. Meanwhile, you're not cracking the books open to understand that this is my budget. My budget is $1 million, man. Out of the $1 million, this is what's going on. And these guys are not getting that education, and the people next to them are not really breaking that down to them. I can't say necessarily this is a case in point for him, but I'm just saying it sounds like it's a case in point. If you really think about it, young mind, at the time he was way younger, street mentality, fast money mindset. So you take a fast money mindset, the hustle is the only thing that should remain. The mindset is the only thing that should remain. A portion of the mindset that should not remain is just like, being grimy and like, or thinking like, you get what I'm saying? Like a street dude, like, like you can't go punch an executive and whatnot, like things like that. And funny, I'll mention like, someone punching an executive like down the road. But I just wonder, bro. I wonder if somebody like helped him. I wonder. I don't know.
Line shit. You played the soldier position. You know what I'm saying? When it came to MMG, niggas knew if you fucking with Ross, you fucking with Gunplay. It was just like you didn't have. If you gonna say some shit about this man gonna follow up.
Count in the industry though, son.
And then you get a hit record. I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know nothing. It just feels like once you get a hit. I can understand if you dropping duds and then your man like, bro, this just ain't it, dog.
Yeah, we had yams.
You gotta keep working.
We had yams, straight yams. That was the first one. That was my first record that everybody. It was come on now, you know what I'm saying? It didn't make the Deeper Than Rap album. I was told to put on that on that record to put shout out Deeper Than Rap. Promoting the album, thinking it's gonna be on the album. Nah, that was just promoting the album. Thank you. Going about your business. You see what I'm saying? So that was the first one. And the next one was Rolling. You know what I'm saying? With Waka
my
Flocka.
God. When that shit hit around tax time, bro.
Exactly.
That
You
was
know what I'm
my-
saying? And then
that was my fucking record.
Debbie stopped that one along with nobody wanting to get a budget for me. So Debbie stopped that one. She said she had gave that to Ross and not me, but I got it and turned it into a hit record. It wasn't.
That is another thing I was gonna say. An artist being signed to another artist, even if the artist is the artist that is you're signed to is an executive-minded individual and all that, at some point there'll be a creative clash. You get creative freedom, that's what they're gonna tell you and everything. Oh, you can do whatever you want. Like, I feel you, artist to artist, but at some point they're going to take your sauce, they're going to use your sauce, they're going to say, hey man, this is for the greater good of the bigger picture. If I can use your sauce, and I'll give credit to you for giving me the sauce, and ultimately they don't give you the credit, and then down the road. How many times have you ever heard an artist saying like, yeah, I gave such and such the sauce. I gave that person the sauce. You hear about it all the time. The Weeknd might not have said it directly, but we know, right? All around, man. J.R. Ryder with Cameron, like, you know, like they allege that Cameron got the sauce from J.R. Ryder. Hey, but if you really listen to the dips, you can see the trend. We know, right? All I'm saying is, an artist signed to an artist, no matter what, somehow or another. I think the only exception to the rule, or one of the exceptions to the rule, might be Gucci Mane. I think Gucci is the only artist, and Yo Gotti, maybe. But then Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane, are they rappers? Yeah, anyways.
A real hit record. I had to spice it up. You know, ain't no shade on Waka. That's my dog, but let's be honest here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done turned this shit into something different, bro. You feel me? So, that's Waka Mama.
Waka Mama, yeah.
Yeah. Debbie is Waka Mama. You know what I'm saying? So she ain't clear that one. And then Bible on the Dash, just nothing. Just nobody, just nothing.
I refuse.
Still signed to, you know, whatever. And then the next one was, I get called 1:30 in the morning. Never forget it. The fat boy called me, say, yo, I got a record for you to get on. Ironically, it's called Nobody's Favorite. And it ironically just happened to be everybody's favorite. The label was even asking, when are we shooting the video? It took them 5 months to shoot it. And even though it was like the most.
And somebody else, I don't know what the behind the scenes reason might be for somebody to take 5 months to shoot a video. But if you're really trying to turn your artist up and really give them that alley-oop, you know that song's on fire. You got to do it immediately. And I know Rick Ross, his mentality is to strike when the metal's hot and have no fear. So what would have prevented him from giving Gunplay the opportunity to do that? Think about it. What other obligation would get in the way and impede Gunplay's ability to be able to be in a video with Rick Ross when the song is on fire? What?
Played on it, and Yvette, shout out to Yvette, she just kept trying to push for me, but at the end of the day, he said he wanted it to be a street single. That's what Yvette told me, so I was like, okay, he wanted to stay in the streets. So that was the fourth time, and after that, it's just like.
Nigga. During that time when it was you, Ross, Meek, Wale, Stally, like, what do you remember most from that time working with all these guys? And all these guys.
I'm gonna be honest again, dog. I hate being honest, dog.
We be honest. That's why people love you.
I just couldn't understand why I didn't get a deal.
Right.
Why was I still on Def Jam and y'all was doing that, knowing I was a day one nigga, like knowing. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for saying that.
So it's like,
I mean, we was all wondering that. Shit.
I was
wondering that shit.
But you know, it is what it is.
Thank you for saying
it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Or was Gunplay looked at as more a soldier, not a talented soldier? Well, actually, a talented soldier, but more respected for his soldier abilities, for his militant abilities, quote unquote. Was he valued more as a street dude, or was he valued more as a business asset? Hey man, I'm asking. If anybody out there has an answer, let me know. I'm wondering.
That's why I could honestly say, like when it comes down to it, yeah, if being around somebody, that's not putting anybody on. A person that has put in the work, and then you tell that person, okay, bring me a hit record, and you bring that person a hit record and nothing gets done, then that's just basically saying fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like I just felt like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just had to make my own way, my nigga, and just do it what I got and just keep it moving. So I feel like I put myself on, you know what I'm saying? I did that. I put in that work, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to get up and grind that shit out, and I ain't get no money from it.
Right.
So I basically put myself on, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
You
That's how
voiced
it goes.
that shit to Ross ever, like, yo, what's going on? I mean, knowing you probably had.
Of course I did, but then they'll play ping pong. So, oh, Def Jam, it's on Def Jam, and then Def Jam say it's on Fat Boy, and then Fat Boy says something.
If you've ever been or ever had any dealings in the corporate world or with the corporate world, I don't care if it's for an issue you have with customer service for a cell phone, right down to being in the mechanics or being in the corporate world, and there's an issue and some sort of escalation, what he's saying is factual. You go to that person will tell you to go to that person will tell you to go to that person. Then ultimately that person will say, hey man, go back to the person that you originally saw. And then you tell that person, then that person. Do you get what I'm saying? Alright. So I feel you when you're saying they play ping pong and it's like they deal with these guys like a hot potato, man. And ultimately, think about it this way. If a person is prioritized, there's no way that whatever they need cannot be facilitated with one phone call. Or no more than 3 phone calls. 3 phone calls from the person themselves, or 1 phone call from them, and subsequent calls from whoever he's called to facilitate whatever he needs. If he was prioritized. Name any artist in the world who is a high-level artist, like Beyonce. And Beyonce having a request. Now, I'm not trying to put him on the level of Beyonce, but I'm just trying to show you levels of priority, right? Ain't no way Beyonce's asking for something no more than 3 times. Whether it's from her assistant, her camp, whoever. I'm just saying.
Tired. Let me just go ahead on about my business, bro. Nobody want to do nothing. I'll just go ahead on and rob me some. Do what I do. do what I do best. Then fuck it. That's what y'all want me to do. Fuck it.
Now you gained a lot of niggas respect, man. Back then when you 50 Cent and all them, his whole team tried to jump you and you stood tall.
Correction, young man. They did not try to jump him. He said it himself. They jumped him. Okay? When more than one person that you're fighting against has someone else join in, that is no longer a fight that is equal. That is a jumping. Just saying. Alright? Now I go back to what I was saying before. Accountability. Did you hear much accountability throughout that? I heard somewhat accountability, but for the most part a little bit of blame. Whatever. Next. Liability versus loyalty. Loyalty versus liability. If we had a scale, and I was holding a scale right now, loyalty, liability, would you pick a person who's loyal over the liability? Of course, but what if the person has liability as well? So loyal, liability. It comes like this, right? And it's a balance. Would you take both? Would you say because the person's got a lot of liability, can't deal, but they're super loyal? But what would you do? I'm just saying. And that's the situation that Rick Ross had. I think he had to choose between, hey, do I pick this guy as a street dude as my friend? I'd rather have him as my friend on a street level and be with me wherever I move, so I know somebody's protecting my best interests and protecting me, because I know he'll more than likely protect me with his own life. And at some point, you saw how Gunplay was, man. You couldn't say Rick Ross's name. I don't know. But I heard a little bit of accountability. But I'm just saying, like, most corporate people, when people start to think corporate, they're not trying to deal with the liability. That's all I'm saying. I don't care who else is in the office, man. Unless Hove says, hey, give him a deal regardless. Well, but Hove, he might just snort cocaine in the executive office. Give it to him anyways. I don't know. Anyways, I go by the name of Caesar, aka Mr. Sneaker Rider, and you've been tuned in to Apparently This Happened. I appreciate one and all for locking in. With that being said, housekeeping. Do me a solid. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And with that being said, look out for more reactions. Stay cool. Don't chase the number, chase the dream. High frequency, man. Keep the frequency all the way up, man. Stay positive. And hopefully, this made your day better. Come on.
Worldwide.